Hey guys, this is a quick sequence for mamas of small people. So if you have a baby or a toddler or somebody who you're having to hold some of the time, this is going to be the perfect sequence for you. So we're starting off in a kneeling position, ideally on a yoga mat if you have one, and in any comfortable clothes that you have. We're basically looking at this sequence in a nice short sequence. We're going to try and address the issues of feeling weak and sore in your body. So you're not exercising as much as you want to because you don't have time. So we're going to do some strengthening around the whole of the circumference of your core area. So we're looking at the front and the back and the sides, a little bit of stretching and strengthening, and a little bit of opening in the shoulders, just to counteract all those daily movements that you do. So without me going on about it too much, we're just going to get stuck right into it. So we're starting in our kneeling position, rolling the shoulders open, back up nice and tall. Close down your eyes if that feels comfortable with you, for you, or just gaze straight ahead. We're going to take just 3 to 5 breaths here. Settling in and starting to pay attention to the sensations of your body. How is it feeling to be in your body in this moment? We're not judging our bodies, we're noticing the feeling of being in the body. So how does it feel? The feeling of your legs touching the yoga mat, the feeling of your hands on your thighs, etc. And just following the breath as it enters from your nostrils, makes its way down to your belly and out again. From here we're going to get moving, so we're going to take our hands down, coming into our tabletop position. We've got our hands underneath our shoulders and our knees underneath our hip points. And we're going to start quite gently here in our cat and cow movement. So we're going to start by gently lowering the belly, lifting the chest up, looking up on the inhale, and then gently on the exhale, rounding the back and looking down at the belly. Going like this a few more times, moving with your breath. Ideally, both inhaling and exhaling through your mouth, through your nose, both through your nose. And just imagining that the movement is starting from your tailbone, at the base of your back, and just moving through the rest of your back like a wave up to the top of your head. Once you've been through that a few times, we can start adding a little bit more strengthening and stretching into it. So the next time on your exhale that you're looking down at your navel, really contract your abdominal muscles a little bit more and start stretching out your back muscles. And the inverse as well, the next time that you're looking up to the ceiling, you're really starting to stretch up, opening out through the chest and contracting, engaging those back muscles. So without forcing it, this is a very gentle movement. We're just doing a little bit of gentle stretching and strengthening because overdoing it is going to be counterproductive for you. We want to have you feeling better after this session, not worse. Okay, now coming back to center, to your neutral spine. Pressing the tops of your feet down into the mat and engaging your abdominal muscles, so pulling in those lower belly muscles without holding your breath, keeping your breath nice and steady. And then just lift your knees off the mat a few inches and you should feel yourself working here in your abdominal muscles. So really simple pose, doesn't look like you're doing much, but you're really working here. Just waking up our abdominal muscles. And relaxing the knees back down. Let's tuck the toes, walk the hands forward a few inches, and then sending the hips up and back into our down dog. Bend the knees as generously as you need to in your down dog to get your back to be flat. Pushing through your knuckles, pushing up through your fingers, through your palms, lengthening up from the tips of the fingers all the way up to the hips. And just allowing the back to rest down in its neutral position. From here, we're going to take the right foot up between the hands, and it's okay if it takes you a few steps to get there. Just let your foot work its way up between your hands. And then lifting the fingers, take the arms up either side of your head. All right, you can't see me there very well. Top of my head is chopped off. So your hands are just palms facing each other as if you're holding a big beach ball. So we're here in our high lunge, pressing evenly into both of our feet. And if you've noticed that your back knee is dropping a bit, just take a little bit of a lift, lifting in the back glute and the back thigh, so you're really feeling the muscles engaging here. This is a great gentle strengthening exercise for the leg and the glute. And now taking the elbows down in line with the shoulders and gently drawing the elbows back towards the back of the room, opening through the chest. Taking the arms back up high on an inhale, exhaling them back down and stepping back to your down dog. From here, we're going to take the right foot up towards the ceiling, keeping the hips level. Inhaling here and exhaling right knee to right elbow. Inhaling it back up. Exhaling right knee to left elbow. Inhaling it back up. Exhaling right knee to nose. And back to down dog. And we're going to do the same on the other side. So left leg up towards the ceiling. Inhale here. Exhale left knee to left elbow. Inhale up to the ceiling. Exhale left knee to right elbow. Inhale up to the ceiling. Exhale left knee into your nose. And exhale, inhale back up to the ceiling. This time we're going to step the left foot up between the hands and come into our high lunge on this side. Again, noticing if you're dropping the knee, try and engage that back thigh a little bit as well. Trying to keep our slow, steady breath, keeping our focus. Notice if your back is going concave here, if you're sticking your belly out, use your abdominal muscles, drawing your belly in to help to hold your back in place so that you're not damaging the lower back with your abdominal lack of engagement. Now let's take the elbows down in line with the shoulders, and again, drawing the elbows back towards the back of the room. Inhaling arms up overhead, exhaling hands down and stepping back to your down dog. From here, we're going to lower the knees, come down to the belly, and we're going to take the arms back in line with the rest of the body, taking the feet together and just actively pulling the Fingers back down towards the back of the room. So your shoulders are pressing down and back, and your fingertips are drawing back towards the back of the room. You're going to inhale, lifting your chest and your legs off the mat. Exhale, lowering down. Keep going with your own breath. Inhaling up and exhale, lowering down. It's fine if it's a very small movement. It's not supposed to look impressive. It's just supposed to gently strengthen your back body, the whole posterior chain there. Having the feet together helps to gently strengthen your glutes as well. So just do a few of those with your own breath. Lovely. Now we're going to turn over onto our backs. And taking your feet flat to the floor, feet hip distance apart, and your hands underneath your your shoulders, fingertips pointing towards your bum. Lifting your hips up as high as you can, coming into our reverse tabletop position. And you can just gaze straight up to the ceiling so that your neck is in line with the rest of your body. Try to keep your nice, slow, steady breaths here, and just noticing if you're dipping, in the hips, working on keeping those hips up high. Super. From here we can relax the hips back down. Take the hands a little bit further forward, just either side of our hips. And then while keeping the abdominal muscles engaged, lift the shins parallel to the floor. Super. Now try to avoid rounding through the back. Try and keep your back up as straight as possible. And if you're feeling okay here, you can take your hands out in line with your feet. Super. We're just going to do a few little core movements here with our breath, and then it's all going to wind down after that. So let's give it a little bit of a push here, and we're going to feel nice and relaxed after this. So we're going to exhale with each movement is how you need to think about it, okay? So we're inhaling here, exhaling, bringing our beach ball down towards the right. Inhaling here, exhaling, beach ball back to center. Inhaling here, exhaling, beach ball down to the left. Inhaling here, exhaling, beach ball to center. One more both sides. Inhaling here, exhaling, beach ball down to the right. Inhaling here, exhaling, beach ball to center. Inhaling here, exhaling, beach ball down to the left. Inhaling here, and exhaling, beach ball to center. Yay, we can relax our feet down. And we're going to do a couple of twists here. So we're going to start off with a seated twist. So sending your left leg out long and taking your right foot to the outside of your left leg. Taking your right arm, basically take your right, elbow to your left knee. Left elbow to right knee. Hugging the knee into your chest and taking the right fingertips back down behind you. We're going to do a little seated twist, and try not to just throw your shoulders over to the right, kind of throwing yourself into it. Let's really do this nice and focus and engage so that we're really, getting the most out of our twist. So with each inhale, lengthening up through the spine, and with each exhale, we're going to start to move from the base of our torso all the way up to the top. So we're going to exhaling our belly over to the right, inhaling to lengthen. Exhaling our hips, our ribs over to the right. Inhaling, lengthening here. Exhaling, chest is moving over. Inhaling, lengthening here. Exhaling the shoulders. Inhaling here. And then exhaling, the head maybe turns to look over the right shoulder. We really feel like we've got a whole twist up through the whole torso. Let's come back to center and do that on the other side. So we're going to send the right leg out long and take the left sole to the outside of the right thigh. We're going to hug the left knee into our chest, take left fingertips back behind us. And I don't need to talk you through it this time, you know what's going to happen. We're going to inhale to lengthen, and with each exhale, you're just going to allow yourself to twist softly and gently into this pose. So we're both stretching and strengthening our back muscles, you know, the muscles that attach to the spine, etc. Really important to do a bit of stretching, a little bit of regular spinal twisting can help to prevent aches and pains, and you know, when you just pull a little muscle because you weren't using your whole range of movement. Okay, we're coming back to center now, and let's plant our feet down on the mat and come down, lying down on our backs. So feet are hip distance apart, your hands are somewhere near your feet, and let's send the arms up overhead as we prepare for our bridge pose. So exhale to lower all of your back down to the mat, so that even if you tried to get a little marble or something between your back and the mat, you could not. Now you can start to lift your hips up off the floor and just gently reaching them up as far as they will comfortably go. We'll just spend a couple of breaths here in our bridge pose. We're strong in the legs, we're pushing through the heels, the glutes are engaged, the back of the thighs are engaged. We're getting a nice stretch through the front body and strengthening the back body. Keep focusing on your nice, slow, steady breath. Most of these poses, you don't need to warm up to do them, so you can just do them. Like if you're sitting on the floor playing with your kids, you can just pop up into a bridge pose and just hold it for a few breaths. Doing these little things regularly, you know, it's better than just saying, oh, I must make it to the gym, and then you look and you find out, God, I haven't gone for 3 weeks. Just do one of these the odd time, you know, in addition to your other stuff. Exhaling back down to the mat, taking the knees into your chest, taking your arms out either side, and you have 2 options here. You can either just go straight down for a regular twist, or if you say, no, I want to get a bit more into my twist, you can cross left leg over right, bump the hips over to the left a little bit, and now let the knees fall down to the right. Just gives you a little bit more of an intense stretch. And then you can turn your gaze over your left shoulder. Enjoying your nice, slow, steady breaths. And just relaxing a little bit more with each exhale, as we're definitely in the wind down part of the class now. Taking your knees back to center. And again, you can either just send your knees directly down to the left, or you can first cross your right knee over your left, bump the hips a couple of inches to the right, and then send the knees over to the left. And you get a bit more of a stretch in here, if that's what you're feeling that you want today. You're softening, we're releasing tension with each exhale. And taking your knees back to center. Maybe taking your knees to your chest, holding on to the knees and just doing a little circular motion one way and the other way, just to help you to massage the lower back a little bit. And then let's turn over onto one side and push ourselves up to seated for a short meditation, mini meditation, getting into any comfortable position. You might be cross-legged or kneeling. Just find a position that you're going to be able to not fidget too much in for about 1 minute. Sitting up with a nice long spine. Take the back of the neck, lengthen it, and just draw it about 1 millimeter backwards. If that makes any sense to you. Because we spend a lot of our time like this, forwards. So see if we can keep a nice long line, imagining that spine. Okay. Closing down your eyes if you feel comfortable doing so. Taking your attention back to the breath. And following the breath on its journey down through your chest, down to your belly, and back out again. Noticing each time that your thoughts get carried away from your breath and gently taking them back to the breath. So we'll go for a minute's silence here. And now opening your eyes. I just realized that there was one more thing I wanted to add in. I'm just going to teach you now because I think it's so good. When I was breastfeeding my baby, or feeding my baby anyway, I'm holding the baby like this the whole time and it's falling asleep in my arms. I had all this shoulders hunching over and I really wanted to open up my shoulders easily. So this is an easy thing that you can just do when you're like lying in front of watching the TV, or you have basically a minute to spare somewhere during your day. So I just want you to lie flat on your belly, taking your arms out to the sides. Now rest your right ear down on the mat, and then come up onto your right shoulder, the right leg. So your knees and your ankles are stacked, and you're literally just take your left hand in front of you here, and you can decide how much of your weight you want to roll onto that right shoulder. So the more weight you roll on it, the more intense the stretch is going to be. Or you could even take your left hand and just rest it down at your lower back there. Let's do that on the other side now, just for balance. So let's roll back to the belly. You're going to take the left arm out to the left side, and just using your right hand to support you, roll over onto the left shoulder, stacking your legs. And just deciding how much of your weight you want to rest down on the left shoulder. Hand might be here in front of you, or it might just resting at your lower back. Okay, that is it. Sorry, I was gonna include that just before our final twist, but you know what, I wasn't gonna record a whole another video just because I forgot one stretch. So I hope you take something from this practice that you can just add into your day, and to just ease some of that, neck strain, back strain, and just make it a little bit less likely to be pulling muscles and having all those issues that we have as moms of young kids. So thanks so much, and I would love to hear from you if you tried it out. Thanks, bye-bye.